Welcome to this virtual presentation, which we are calling Changing Your Goals at Work. This year has had a lot of disruption. You may be feeling like you need to revisit your goals, maybe adjust them a little bit. If so, you're in the right place. My name is Ken Okel. I'm a professional speaker. I help associations and companies better perform on the job. So let's get started. First off, I want to give you a coming attraction, a sneak peek of what's to come. At the end of this presentation, you will have an opportunity to download a resource guide that highlights some of the key points that we're talking about. That will be at the end of this talk. It's free. I hope it'll be a useful tool for you to have on the job. So at the beginning of the year, you probably had a lot of great ideas, a lot of great goals for the year. These were achievable yet challenging plans. You were all set to go. But then, unfortunately, you hit the brick wall. I think a lot of us have hit the brick wall this year. Coronavirus, other issues. Suddenly, you're out of work for a little while. Things are phased down. Maybe everyone's just working from home and productivity falls. There's been a lot of challenges that people have faced. As a result, you may feel like, I don't know if we can achieve all the goals that we have this year. What do we do? I want you to think about a backpack. Think about a heavy backpack, because that may be all of the goals that you had at the beginning of the year packed into a backpack. Now, when you have a whole year to do it, no problem. But when you may just have a few months to get all your goals done, suddenly that backpack starts to feel really heavy. It's like a hiker who walks around with a full backpack in the front yard. Doesn't feel too bad. Suddenly, if you're on a trail with hills, you're going up and down with a heavy backpack, you start to think, maybe I need to unpack things a little bit. So that's one of the first things I tell people to do. Prioritize the goals that you still have. Think about what are the most important things you have. Those things that can wait, take them out, put them aside. You really only have so much time to achieve things, so it's good to know what you can focus on. You cannot do 12 months of goals in just a couple weeks. It doesn't work. So really think about what are your top 3 priorities that you have that you think you can still achieve. I want to let you know, if there's a goal that you set aside, you're not abandoning it forever. You're just putting it aside. Think of it as if you're putting a book on a shelf. Book's still there, shelf's still there. There's an opportunity for you to reach out and take it down at a later time. You're not abandoning it, you're just putting it aside. Also, I want you to consider the element of time. Here we go. We see time is going faster than we thought. Time has a way of sneaking up on us. Do you have enough time to achieve those goals that you believe are your top priorities? Because sometimes it's going to take weeks to do something instead of days. So is that still a good fit for your organization? Or is it a situation where you need to step back and say, okay, we need to come up with some strategy for how to do this in the limited time. Maybe, again, we put it aside. These are considerations you have to have. The goal could be great, but if you don't have time to do it, it's just not going to work. I also want you to think about speed. How can you achieve your goal faster? Are there things you can do to speed up certain processes that get you closer to the finish line? What's an example of one of those? Well, I like to think about perhaps considering getting outside help. This can be manifested in a few ways. If some of your employees need to really be focused on a project, can some of their duties be given to other members of the organization? I'm not saying you overwhelm the other members of the organization, but sometimes certain tasks can be performed by other people. Often in these cases, think about, is there a competitive difference between what one person does with the task and another? Sometimes there are tasks, I don't want to say busy work, but they're not necessarily the most important things. They need to be done. They need to be done well, but they can be done well by other people. So that may free up some time. Some may want to approach the problem of trying to go faster by saying, okay, I'm going to take some items off the plates of my top performers so they can focus on our goals. We're going to bring in some people to help with us. We're going to either outsource the work, give it to some sort of organization that can do it, or maybe we bring in some office temps who can help us with those tasks. You're figuring out ways to move faster. You don't have unlimited time, but maybe If you can speed up the process, you can get more done. Do want to give you a warning. Should have like a little warning bell here, probably. Sometimes people think going faster means adding hours to your day. So you're working early, you're working late, you don't even take a lunch break, you just work. You're trying to get everything done a little faster. I want to warn you against doing this. For a couple days, maybe, it can work. But over time, you're going to start to get tired, fatigued. You're going to start making mental mistakes, and those have a price. I believe if you keep doing this strategy, your productivity will actually go down. Same thing with morale. Only consider doing this in very short bursts of time. Don't make a habit of it. When you've identified those revised goals, you really need to communicate it to the people in your organization. And you need to be very thorough in this process. Suddenly, you can't just say, oh, we're now doing this, this, and this, and don't worry about that stuff. Really try to explain to people why you've made the choices to prioritize things, why you think those are important, why the goals are achievable. For instance, you may be wanting to pursue goals that will bring cash into your business right away. If you explain that to people, they'll understand the importance of it and may not feel kind of sadness if some of their projects or their priorities have been put back. You want to make sure that people understand what you're trying to do and how they fit into your plans. I do believe this is really an opportunity for you to sell, but you're selling to your employees. But think about how you sell to a potential customer, where you're giving them information, you're sharing the benefits, you're trying to show them how you are the right choice. You almost need to use that same appeal with your employees to really make sure that they're going to buy in and help you achieve the goals that you have at work. It doesn't happen by accident. You need to make sure people understand where you want them to go, why you need to do it, and why it's in their best interest to help you. Here is that download that I mentioned to you earlier, and I'm going to put into the chat box the URL, the download link that you can use. There's nothing that you have to do to sign up for it. You can just click on it and suddenly you'll have it. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, got good news for you. I will put that link in the show notes or the description box for the YouTube video. Also do that on my website if you happen to be watching there. Feel free to share this resource if you find it valuable. Want to know more about me? My name's Ken Okel. I'm a professional speaker, as I mentioned before. Website, my name, kenokel.com. You want to shoot me an email, tvguy@kenokel.com. And I welcome you connecting with me on LinkedIn. That LinkedIn address is, again, my name. It's been a challenging year. You can still try to achieve some of your goals, but I want you to take a strategic approach. I hope some of these tips have helped, given you some good ideas, and maybe you can incorporate some of those right away. I'm Ken Okel. Take care.